What is up, everybody? Tuberverse here today, and we're going to talk about this post on Twitter I found that was extremely interesting. So he kind of calls out the hypocrisy upon people who are hating on the Last of Us remake, and I kind of agree with this stance as well. I'm not gonna lie, it makes a lot of sense. So he states that wonder how many people saying the Last of Us remake is pointless and will stop Planet Day One, and will still be Planet Day One. So he's saying a lot of people are outraging online on the internet, but they will be buying the game day one, and that's kind of the reason why Sony is going on remaking this game because they know it's going to get the sales. So he does have a point because I am personally going to buy the game too. I'm not going to deny that I'm going to buy the game because it's like I love The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm pretty sure a remake would just be as great as the first one. So I'm definitely interested in what they're doing with this remake since we know this is announced. But yeah, like like I said before, I kind of wish they went with the Days Gone 2 sequel, the Days Gone sequel, over the Last of Us remake. But since they didn't, I'm gonna buy the Last of Us remake. I'm just being honest, not gonna lie about it. But uh, so yeah, let's see what some people are thinking about this. So he says I can actually see a bundle. Imagine the Last of Us 1 and 2 plus PS5 plus factions. So he's saying like a conjoined, like a triple pack, or a triple pack of The Last of Us 2 with the factions and probably like the remake as well. Let's see. Too many of them. One thing which annoys me beyond disbelief about the games industry is how gamers complain but have never, not once, amassed together to vote with their wallets on absolutely nothing. He said that's not happening, and the companies know that. Honestly, for any copy someone doesn't buy, I know a dude who will buy 4 to 5. Yeah, that's what usually happens in these like gaming boycotts, like with the whole scalping situation of PS5s and Xbox Series X systems. If everybody stopped buying from scalpers, the scalping business would end. But because you have like one person who doesn't buy it, there's like another. No, for like every 8 people who decide not to buy from a scalper, there's at least one or two who will buy from a scalper. So that kind of like keeps the scalpers going. So the same theory applies here. Not joking. So I do brag about his 6 copies of Sword and Shield, and that was a popular game people decided to boycott, but they didn't boycott. They still bought the game anyway. I don't care if there's a Last of Us remaster, but the fact that they're scrapping Days Gone 2 for it, that's what I have a problem with. I think a lot of people just have a problem with that too. Like, why couldn't they just do both? Like, why does one have to be scrapped for the other one to be remade, the other one to be a remake? Days Gone doesn't deserve a second game, lol. That was kind of harsh. LOL, I'm one of those. I love The Last of Us 1, but it's too early for a remake. A game like Uncharted 1 would have benefited from it a lot more. Okay, so it's an Uncharted remake. Or the original God of War. They just remade God of War. What are you talking about? They just literally just remade God of War. I don't know what he's talking about with that one. Honestly, it makes sense. Put out a TV series, draw a new faces, but give them an up-to-date experience, kind of like what they did with Ratchet and Clank. But the first Last of Us, especially the remaster, that's pretty up to date though. Like the controls aren't like completely obsolete, but they're still. I mean, they're kind of older, but it's still playable with the first game. So I don't know. Um, the TV show would bring in so many sales. That is true. With all this Last of Us content at once, is definitely gonna get their each one's gonna definitely grow off each other. Whether the TV show's gonna grow off the video game and the video games grow off the TV show, they definitely benefit each other. Playing it or not doesn't change the fact that it seems pointless, and there are at least 10 games that could have benefited of that before. The Last of Us, this will only exist to tie in with the HBO series. That's a cool, interesting theory right there. I personally don't think The Last of Us needs a remake, but I also see what they could do. Give it improvised visuals and frame rate, and then improve controls from Part Two. I didn't even think about that. Imagine imagine playing Last of Us Part One with the controls of Part Two. That would be pretty amazing, and the same like crafting system and the graphics. That would be pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty impressive. Just thinking about that. But what a effing waste of Naughty Dog's talent. Naughty Dog, just do more of the same but better visuals. Shaking my effing head. LMAO. But no, he said, in my opinion, Sony is making a huge mistake by remaking The Last of Us and forcing Ben Studios to work on a game they don't want to work on. I mean, what is going on? Where is their creative freedom? Why not let those titles die already and make new IPs instead of milking The Last of Us and Uncharted? What a waste. 90% of them. So they said 90% of the people complaining will buy The Last of Us remake, which I kind of agree. A lot of people complaining probably will buy the remake. Most people are only mad because they think Naughty Dog is only working on the remake, but that mostly likely isn't the case. Usually, Naughty Dog has 2 to 3 teams working on games at the same time. It should also be mentioned we don't know when the remake would be released. It could go 2022 to 2024, and at that point, both remastered and original game could be over 10 years old. They milking The Last of Us just as much as Rockstar is milking GTA 5. They might have a point with that. Like we got GTA 5 for like the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, the PS4, Xbox One generation, and now the Xbox Series X and PS5 generation. They are definitely milking that game. And yeah, we're getting The Last of Us the same generation, so he kind of has a point with that one. He does kind of have a point. We had The Last of Us for 3 generations as well too. Well, it was the first Last of Us game. Sony doesn't care about indies. Okay, I don't know if that's doing anything. There's only one thing pointless, as that's the people's opinions about other people's projects. Let them create what they want is their art. Okay. I think it's mostly because there are so many other games that could use a remake. The PS3 slash Vita stores are getting shut down. So much legacy is gone. That is pretty heartbreaking right there. Yet they're remaking a game you can still play on your PS5 today. I get the TV show aspect, but still, I think I'm also more against that most people. Wait. I think I'm also more against it than most people. Because I've never gotten past like hour 4 of The Last of Us 1, and never even picked up 2. So these are my favorite games to begin. And I love Days Gone, a sequel that got canceled for this. Wow. When you think of it that way, because he's a fan of Days Gone, he doesn't really like The Last of Us that much, and he sees that his favorite, a game he really enjoyed, got the sequel got canceled because of another game he doesn't enjoy. That would kind of sting. I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of sting. So I do get his perspective right there. Um, Probably the same amount that boycotted Pokemon Sword and Shield, which we know that went terrible. They didn't boycott anything. People still bought that game. People still bought that Pokemon game and still bought it. I personally have no interest in a remake, but financially speaking, it's a good idea. People will line up like sheep to pre-order this game. Sony know what they're doing, man. They want to complain about Jim Ryan, but they know they know what they're doing. It's all about making money. The Last of Us remake is gonna make some money, so it's like they know that's guaranteed money with that one. A remake to just put Pedro Pascal face on Joel. I do think it's kind of unnecessary, and I much rather get a Jack and Dexter or Uncharted 2 remake, but I'll still play it as a huge The Last of Us fan. I just hope this doesn't mean we'll have to wait really long for a new IP. Mm, I don't know. I think if the main teams are working on that game, it might take a little longer for the new IP to pop up. And I don't know if they really want to take a risk now at this point. Like they know, especially how Sony is. I don't know if they really want to make their big studio to take a risk like this. I don't know. May not get a new IP for a while with Naughty Dog. But continuing on, this is an effort to broaden their player demo and capitalize on the buzz of the movie slash TV show will have. Nothing to see here, just capitalizing. LOL. Why the hell are they remaking it? And he responds with money. It's a great thing to bundle with the new factions mode. Why not? And then it could be a full $7 release. They might do that because people have been asking Neil Druckmann for the factions mode for the longest for Last of Us Part 2 for a new factions mode. And you might get that with the release of this new Last of Us game. So that might be a possibility right there. So that theory doesn't sound too far-fetched right there. Look, I'm not saying it's pointless, but I'm saying there are a lot that deserves to have a remake more than The Last of Us. I love the games I played so many times, but I would like for them to remake an older game later on remake The Last of Us. Still pointless and a waste of resources. Okay. So this is an 8-year-old game. A new spicy rehash would help a lot. So this is one person that's pro the remake. Which, when I think of it now, like when that other post said, like when you said The Last of Us controls, graphics, and like the crafting system, that would be a pretty impressive thing for the first game. So I guess I'm cool with it. I would get it, but I would still prefer Days Gone 2. Yeah, so that pretty much concludes it. Wait, let me just read this one last one, I guess. I'm sure people are still gonna buy it and play it, lol, so I'm not taking this serious at all. So that pretty much concludes that most people are probably gonna buy this game who were complaining about the remake. They're probably gonna buy it. It's like it is what it is. Sony just knows what they know what they're doing. They know what their player base wants at this point. So uh, yeah, definitely your thoughts about this down below. Do you think his comment has some merit? Do you think most people are gonna buy the game, the remake, even though a lot of people are complaining about it online? Do you think people are still gonna buy it anyways? Let me know your comments down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.